History teaches us that the decisions made by powerful nations reverberate far beyond their borders. Today, Europe stands at a crossroads reminiscent of the era of Neville Chamberlain, whose policy of appeasement in the face of emerging aggression led to tragic consequences. In our current era, the plight of Ukraine mirrors that historical moment. Abandoning Ukraine, in the eyes of many, would not only be a betrayal of its people, but also a dangerous repetition of past mistakes. A mistake that might edge the world closer to another devastating global conflict. In the late 1930s, Europe witnessed the perilous consequences of appeasement. Chamberlain's concessions to a rising aggressor were seen, by some, as pragmatic diplomacy. However, history has since judged that approach as a misstep, one that allowed unchecked aggression to sow the seeds of a war that engulfed the entire world. Similarly, today, Ukraine finds itself in the shadow of a powerful neighbor that challenges the peace and stability of the region. The question now looms large. If Europe were to forsake Ukraine, would it not mirror Chamberlain's fatal error by allowing a situation to escalate unchecked? For decades, Ukraine has symbolized both resilience and a yearning for freedom, a beacon of hope in a region historically marred by turmoil. Its people have suffered immense hardships, yet their collective spirit continues to shine. Abandonment by Europe would send a chilling message that geopolitical convenience and the maintenance of a status quo are valued above the lives, hopes, and dreams of millions. Such a decision would be a betrayal not only to Ukraine, but also to the foundational principles of solidarity and mutual support that have long held Europe together. Reflecting on Chamberlain's era, we see a cautionary tale of complacency. The appeasement of early aggressors did not ensure peace. Rather, it emboldened them, inviting further transgressions that eventually culminated in the horrors of World War II. Today, should Europe choose to overlook Ukraine's plight, it may inadvertently signal a willingness to allow history to repeat itself. The abandonment of Ukraine would be seen as a failure to stand up against aggression, a decision that might embolden other actors in the international arena, leading to an erosion of the post-war order that has, until now, kept large-scale conflicts at bay. The implications of such a decision extend far beyond the immediate conflict zone. Global stability hangs in a delicate balance, and neglecting the situation in Ukraine risks igniting a chain reaction that could bring us perilously close to a third world war. It is not merely a regional issue. It is a litmus test for our collective commitment to peace, justice, and human dignity. History's lessons demand that we remember the cost of inaction, a cost measured in lives lost, cities destroyed, and the enduring scars left on societies across the globe. As we stand at this crossroads, the call for introspection becomes ever more urgent. We must ask ourselves, what kind of future are we willing to endorse? Do we choose a path of appeasement and abandonment, or do we commit to a future where every nation, every people, and every voice is protected? The choices we make today will echo through the annals of history. If we forsake Ukraine now, it is not only a betrayal of a sovereign nation, but also a renunciation of the values that bind us as a global community. Peace is not the mere absence of conflict. It is the active pursuit of justice, understanding, and cooperation. In a world increasingly defined by divisions and uncertainty, the desire for a peaceful existence is more vital than ever. The history of appeasement teaches us that peace must be built on the foundations of mutual respect and unwavering support for those in need. If Europe and its allies rally to defend Ukraine, they would not be engaging in a reckless escalation, but rather in a principled stand against the erosion of peace and stability. Let us not forget the human dimension of these geopolitical decisions. Every policy, every diplomatic choice affects millions of lives. The families in Ukraine, striving for a future free from fear and oppression, deserve our solidarity and protection. Their struggle is not isolated. It is emblematic of the broader human quest for freedom, dignity, and a life unshadowed by the specter of war. Abandonment in their time of need would not only condemn them to an uncertain future, but would also betray the shared history and collective values that unite us all. In conclusion, as we reflect on the legacy of Chamberlain's miscalculations and the current crisis in Ukraine, we are reminded that history offers us both a warning and an opportunity. The opportunity lies in choosing a path that upholds the principles of peace and mutual support, a path that rejects the temptations of short-term convenience in favor of long-term stability and justice. Europe must not repeat the mistakes of the past. Instead, by standing with Ukraine, it can help ensure that the world remains a place where hope triumphs over despair and where the specter of another global war is kept at bay. The time for complacency is over. Let us embrace the lessons of history, honor the enduring human spirit, and commit ourselves to a future defined by peace, solidarity, and a shared determination to build a better world for all.